Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about managing your categories. Categories are the lists of products that appear in your store. And categories may have subcategories underneath them as well. So to manage your categories, starting from the dashboard, when you first log into your admin, you can click on the categories link and icon. And that will bring you to the categories section. Here, and let's give you a quick overview of what's on this page. We have, for each category, there's arrange, visible, status, category name, translations, and some action icons over here. Arrange allows you to sort the different categories into the order that you want. So in your list of categories that appear on your site, whichever one is at the top will be at the top in the list, and it's down to the bottom. And how you arrange them is you just kind of click it and you can drag it around. Now, after you have made any kind of changes with the order of any of the categories, you'd want to click the Save button. Visible means that this category is part of the category listing on the site. So wherever your categories show up on your front end, this category, if it's visible, will be in that listing. But if it's visible, it also has to have its status be enabled. So if it's visible and the status is not enabled, then it still won't show up. So what status is enabled or disabled. That means that it is active on the site as a whole, where it can be directly linked to, even if it's not in the menu. So you may want to disable a category because you just don't want it used in any fashion, or you can enable it to be used in either in the list or directly accessible. Then we have the category name, and you will see that some of these have links and some of them don't. This one that doesn't have a link means that it does not have any subcategories underneath it. If it does have a link, it does have subcategories as part of it. You can also see it has a little link underneath the category name that says View in the Storefront. So if you wanted to see this category live on your site, you'd click this link to be able to view it. Now this translations column, that is for if you have any additional languages installed and configured, you'd be able to edit those translations, and links to those translations would be available here. And then you have these action icons here. This plus is for adding a translation. This is for editing the category, and then you have a delete icon that lets you delete the category entirely. So let's take a look at what it would look like if you have subcategories. So this category 1 has some subcategories, we can tell, so we're going to click on that to bring up the subcategories of category 1. And you can see there are 5 subcategories for it, and you can arrange these subcategories in the order that you want, just like you did on the previous page. And other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. So we're going to go back to the categories. And now let's edit a category. I'm going to click the edit link here. And now that brings up a whole new set of tabs. We have the general tab, which gives some basic information about the category. Here's that status where you can say this category is available through the whole site. Visible, meaning it's part of the category list. Then you enter the category name, and then the parent category. Which category is this a subcategory of? Now if you click on this drop down menu, you'll see here's just a slash. That means it is a top level category. It does not have a parent of its own. So any category can have as many subcategories as you wish. Then we go to the description tab. This is where you would enter any content that is for this category only, and it covers the whole category. Images. Now this is particularly important for subcategories because subcategories will appear typically with the name of the subcategory and an image representing that subcategory when you go to the category itself and on the front end of the site. So you will want to pick a subcategory image for this subcategory. And you choose the image you find the image here, and you can, like I said, I'm wanting to see, is this one going to work? Okay, here's a PS4. Okay, that's pretty nice. That will represent this category well. So I know that's the image I want to use. And I'm going to click this checkbox to make it my category image. I know we've already set this image here as the subcategory image for this subcategory 1B. After I've selected the image, I'd be all set. Now, if my image that I wanted to use wasn't in here, I can use this choose file dialog to find a different file on my computer to upload one. Now let's go to the search engines tab. Now, if you have your search engine friendly URLs enabled in the store settings, this is where you would provide the specific search engine meta tags for this subcategory. Meta title is where you'd enter your browser title that would be for this category. The custom SEO URL path is the actual name of the page. So for example, on this one, it would be mydomain.com/category-1/subcategory-1b.html would end up being the full URL for this page. But you only need to add anything after the domain name .com and before the .html is what you would add here as a custom URL. Then you have your meta keywords that you would add for this category here and your description. Now this shipping tab only appears if you are using per category shipping and it is configured and enabled in the shipping methods area. And this is where you'd enter that information for the per category shipping. And then translate if you have different languages enabled and installed and configured. This is where you could see the other translations for this category. When you're done with making your changes or adding categories, then you just click the save button and it will save it and bring you back to the categories page. Anytime you make changes, you want to make sure you hit that save button. So let's go back to the categories. And basically the add category is just like editing, only everything's blank and you just fill it in. So pretty simple. And that's it for managing your categories.